I'm pleased to say that on Monday, the European Commission Vice President, Maroš Šefčovič, and I, as co-chairs of the joint committee set up to negotiate the implementation of the protocol, came to an agreement in principle on a deal which meets all of those commitments and puts the people of Northern Ireland first. This deal protects unfettered access for Northern Ireland businesses to their most important market. And as the Prime Minister underlined, this had to be protected in full. And that meant removing any prospect of export declarations for Northern Ireland goods moving from Northern Ireland to Great Britain. And that's what our agreement will do. There will be no additional requirements placed on Northern Ireland businesses for these movements, with a very limited and specific exception of trade in endangered species and conflict diamonds. This deal would keep goods flowing between Great Britain and Northern Ireland in January, and indeed provide some necessary additional flexibilities. It protects Northern Ireland's supermarket supplies. We heard throughout the year that traders needed time to adapt their systems. That's why we've got a grace period for supermarkets to update their procedures. And our agreement also prevents any disruption at the end of the transition period on the movement of chilled meats. British sausages will continue to make their way to Belfast and Ballymena in the new year. And we've also got time for reciprocal agreements between the UK and the EU on agri-food, which can be discussed in the months ahead. This deal also protects the flow of medicines and vet medicines into Northern Ireland. This means that we'll grant industry a period of up to 12 months to adapt to new rules under the protocol. So this will avoid any disruption to critical medical supplies. So 3 commitments entered into, 3 commitments that we have upheld. But this agreement also goes further still, providing additional flexibility that will enable us to make the most of the opportunities that face us as the transition period ends. As you know, Mr. Speaker, this House has been concerned about the risk of so-called reach-back from the state aid provisions that the protocol applies. The concern that many colleagues had was that a company in Great Britain with only a peripheral link to commercial operations in Northern Ireland could be caught inadvertently by the tests within the protocol's text. That would not have been acceptable, nor was it what the protocol had envisaged. That's why I'm pleased that the agreement we have addresses that risk. It means that firms in Great Britain stay outside state aid rules where there is no genuine and direct link to Northern Ireland and no real foreseeable impact on Northern Ireland EU trade. It's an important step forward dealing with an issue raised by a number of honourable and right honourable members across this House. Also, this deal ensures that Northern Ireland will be out of the Common Agricultural Policy, which means that the Northern Ireland Executive have full freedom to set their own agricultural subsidies for Northern Ireland's farmers. It also means appropriate and flexible arrangements, which mean that more than £400 million of spending each year is totally exempt from state aid rules. As well as this, the deal ensures that support for fishermen in Northern Ireland will also be exempt from EU state aid rules, and that means more than £15 million of flexibility for Northern Ireland's fishermen over the next 5 years. And of course, Northern Ireland's services industries are totally outside the scope of the protocol and its state aid measures. The agreement also respects the protocol provisions which were endorsed by Parliament that allow some EU officials to be present at Northern Ireland ports as UK authorities carry out our own procedures. And let me be clear, there'll be no Belfast mini-embassy or mission, as some in the EU originally sought, and the EU officials will not have any powers to carry out checks themselves. There will instead be sensible, practical arrangements, cooperation, reciprocal data sharing, so that both sides can have confidence in these unique arrangements. And we also want to leave no doubt about our ongoing commitment to peace and prosperity in Northern Ireland. My right honourable friend, the Northern Ireland Secretary, will set out in the coming days further measures of financial support to help businesses and communities to prosper and thrive from the end of the year and beyond. And Mr. Speaker, we've been able to deliver a package which now means that the protocol can be implemented in a pragmatic and a proportionate way. It takes account of the Belfast Good Friday Agreement in all of its dimensions, and it protects the interests both of the EU single market, but more importantly, the territorial and constitutional integrity of the whole United Kingdom. Having put beyond doubt the primacy of the sovereignty of this place as we leave the EU, we rest safe in the knowledge that such provisions are no longer required.